which has been considered one of the finest destinations in the Philippines in terms of tourist attractions, has been the area of discussion today. Its pristine white beaches, chocolate hills, and its tarsiers, the river cruise with seeing divas aboard, and the old still standing churches of the province has been in the defunct nowadays. This was aggravated by the 7.2 magnitude quake that has shaken the province and its activities for some time. Way back before it was hit by the earthquake, the province has been experiencing and doing human activities that had made the tourism corridors of Bohol suspicious of unsustainability, such as the improper waste management, the burning and trimming of the hills, overuse of the river that may cause soil erosion and later siltation that would cause to its death, as well as the exposure of the nocturnal grenades in the daylight. These are just some of the general problems seen in the experts and even by the ordinary but concerned residents of the localities. Some of these problems gave way to the drafting of the Bohol Environmental Code of 1998, which provides adequate measures to safeguard and conserve land, minerals, forests, and other resources, and to protect the environment by imposing appropriate penalties for criminal acts which endanger it and such other activities which result in the pollution, acceleration of the broadcast of levels and break, or improper of the ecological advance. Bohol Environment Management Office, or BEMO, was created to ensure effective implementation of the Bohol Environment Code of 1998 and to assist the various local government units of the province on matters of environmental management, in coordination with non-government organizations that are developing and implementing environmental projects in the province. Fifth is to identify clear roles and responsibilities of all stakeholders. This could be an informal process or through the development of partnership agreements.
To conserve nature and biological diversity as a major resource of tourism activities, all necessary measures should be taken to ensure that the integrity of ecosystems and habitat is always respected. Additional burdens from tourism development should be avoided in areas where nature is already under pressure from tourism activities. Preference should be given to the modernization and renovation of existing tourism facilities. Measures inspired by the principle of precautionary action should be taken to prevent and minimize damage caused by tourism to biological diversity. Such measures should include monitoring of existing activities and assessment of environmental impacts of proposed new activities, including the monitoring of the negative effects of wildlife viewing. Concepts and criteria of sustainable tourism should be developed and incorporated in education and training programs for tourism professionals. The general public should be informed and educated about the benefits of protecting nature and conserving biodiversity through sustainable forms of tourism. Results of the research and concept of sustainable tourism should be increasingly disseminated and implemented.
So, tourism actives, including tourism planning, that will measure to provide tourism infrastructure and tourism operations, which are likely to have a significant impact on nature and biological diversity. Tourism should be based on environmentally friendly concepts and modes of transport. Negative impacts of transport on the environment should be reduced. Sports and outdoor activities, including recreational, hunting, and fishing, particularly in ecologically sensitive areas. It should be managed in a way that they fulfill the requirements of nature and the biological diversity conservation and comply with the existing regulations on conservation and sustainable requirements on. Tourism should be developed in a way so that it benefits the local communities. Mechanisms, including policies and legislation, should be introduced to ensure the flow of benefits to local communities. So, our group identifies the process, components, and requisites that could prompt tourism stakeholders to engage and follow the established models, practices, and approaches that holds the long-term advantages of the travel and tourism industry.
Our tourism industry comprises a complex network of stakeholders and groups that have an interest in development, management, and marketing of tourism for a particular destination. Identifying and understanding who the stakeholders in a destination are and what their interests are important in developing an appropriate engagement process.
First is you need to know and recognize all the concerns and goals of all tourism, because the stakeholders is important for planning, decision-making, and developing mutually beneficial strategies and actions for the better outcome.
Second is the stakeholders must engage based on their interest, skills, and expertise to ensure a comprehensive basis of knowledge for planning and for the goodness of long-term advantages in travel and tourism industry.
Third is to understand and communicate the value of tourism, including economic, social, and environmental, to stakeholders is important to gain support and participation in destination planning and management. Fourth is to develop an agreed vision that provides a focus for future planning, development, and management of tourism in the destination.
Fifth is to identify clear roles and responsibilities of all stakeholders. This could be an informal process or through the development of partnership agreements.
Lastly, is to identify the governance structure for destination management as an important framework that clearly outlines communication, reporting, and decision-making processes. Participation of stakeholders in the decision-making process is very important for sustainable tourism development. According to United Nations World Tourism Organization, there are a number of stakeholders who may impact directly or indirectly on tourism planning and development. They play a wide variety of roles and may sometimes have competing aims and objectives. Good morning to the respective speaker, cautious timekeeper, honorable judge, members of the opposite team, and members of the floor. Our first topic for today is about the proposed offshore oil rig in between Cebu and Bohol. Let's hear the first statement of our first reporter, which will report about Cebu.
Let me come to my first argument. My first argument is according to the Philippine Department of Energy. Oil produced from the Alegria Cebu filed will only be made available for the Philippine market. Bunker oil produced from the field that may cost for local refineries. Before any extraction began, it was estimated that Alegria oil field had an oil reserve of 27.93 million barrels with an appropriable production recovery of 3.35 million barrels. The Alegria field is also a natural gas field hosting an estimating 9.42 million cubic feet of natural gas. It is estimated that the reserves will last until 2037 and will last until then.
You have a point, but the oil production in the island of Cebu, part of the Visayas group of islands in the center of the Philippines, has faced difficulty because of this. The San Antonio gas field in northern Luzon, discovered in 1994, until recently supplied gas to a small local area, and there are areas in Luzon that are still unexplored. Bohol have filed House Resolution number 212 directing the House Committee on Natural Resources to conduct an inquiry on the impact of offshore mining in the Visayan Sea, but the Sanchez said that until now, The lower house has not yet started its investigation into the matter, even if the resolution was already certified as urgent.
It may be a bit absurd, but 6 other firms had considered conducting oil exploration in Alegria, Cebu. On August 28, 2014, CIMPCO Ltd became the first firm to commence oil exploration in Alegria. This operation, which has begun determining if the town had commercially valuable oil reserve, was expected to last 3 to 4 months. Philippine Department of Energy later established that the area contained commercial quantities of natural gas when they discovered an oil accumulation in the adjacent hydrocarbon troughs within the underground area of the town of Alegria City.
The Bohol province reached this target by estimating the technical potential of solar, wind, biomass, and hydropower using spatial-temporal data sets. Then, for every identified potential RE project, they calculate the busbar levelized cost. They also evaluate the province's base RE share to assess the extent to which the technical potential can improve its RE penetration in 4 distinct domestic and imported energy generation scenarios. With 20 different scenarios of additional RE capacity, they generate RA portfolios for the minimum target RA share, 35%, as well as the 50% and maximum. The results reveal that when the country's RA penetration continues, Bohol's hydropower potential is not enough to meet the 35% target. Seasonal renewables are also insufficient for a 50% target. In several scenarios, the province's energy self-sustainability can be possible at reasonable cost with variable RA technologies, which can be more advantage for Bohol in terms of oil productivity.
Wow, thank you, reporters, but enough for that topic. Let's proceed now to our next topic, which is proposed Sitacian Rescue Center in Pamelacan Island. As of the allied team, we have Miss Kate, and as of the opposing team, we have Miss Hazel. So, let's start now.
Marine life is very diverse in the Philippine archipelago. Over 7,000 islands provide a variety of habitats, including a lengthy coastline, deep inner seas and trenches, offshore waters, shallow coast with reefs, seagrass beds, and mangrove forests. The Philippines lies within the Coral Triangle, the most biodiverse marine environment in the world. With this richness comes the responsibility to manage human activities around these resources to preserve ecological processes and maintain a healthy environment to sustain millions of Filipinos. I suggest that this topic should be taken by action so that we can protect our endangered species.
You have a point, but there are potentially more than 30 marine mammal species in the country occupying a variety of habitats. Marine mammals are some of the most widespread species in the Philippine waters. However, human-caused problems in the marine environment have resulted to the decline of marine mammal populations, many of which have become threatened. Marine mammals have become victims of harvesting, poaching, bycatch, pollution, habitat degradation, disturbance, prey depletion, and even climate change. There mustn't be a rescue team and let these mammals die because it would be a disturbance in terms of the problems we are facing today.
This manual is an important step to address gaps and issues on threatened marine wildlife in the Philippines to be better protect and conserve marine biodiversity in the Coral Triangle.
But it can also be a problem in the environment. There are a lot of situations that we must take action first rather than just saving mammals. We should take care first of the important things than just placing take care of mammals. There are still a lot of them out there.
Wow, what a very interesting topic. Enough for that tension. Now let's talk about the famous park and restaurants here in Bohol. Which one is much better? Let's start in the topic Eat Dana versus Lobok Adventure Park. We'll have Miss Hazel for Eat the Now and Miss Kate for Lobok Adventure Park.
Embark on an exhilaration tour to Bohol's Danao Adventure Park and try the exciting activities that await you in the middle of green valleys and hills. This tour is perfect for thrill seekers who want to go to an eco-adventure and experience on a different side of Bohol. Your tour will start in an early morning. An air-conditioned van will pick you up from your accommodation and drop you off at Danao. The town of Danao is known not only for its beautiful landscape but also for the popular eco-leisure park called EAT Danao, or the Danao Adventure Park EAT. It offers a wide array of activities that are categorized into three: extreme, economic, and educational. The locals aim to conserve a natural gift around them and enhance each other to this park. You can enjoy the park activities and a sumptuous lunch at their eatery for additional fees. So, what are you waiting for? Go in this place as quick as possible for relaxation and nice experience.
Hey, wait a minute. There's still this nice Lobok Adventure Park. Get your adrenaline rushing with this dedicated tour to Lobok Ecotourism Adventure Park in Bohol. This is perfect for thrill seekers who want to see Bohol from a different perspective and want to try a unique experience while in the island province. There are a lot of water activities that will make your day memorable one.
That sounds interesting, huh? Where do you think you'll go? But not yet. We still have this last topic to debate with. It's about Luwai versus Lobok Floating Restaurant. So for this last topic, Miss Kate will discuss the Luwai Floating and Miss Hazel will be discussing the Lobok Floating Restaurant.
You must go in river cruise on board a floating restaurant that starts in Luwai, which takes you on an inspiring trip that goes beyond the river and the gastronomy of the restaurant. This costs 500 pesos that includes a buffet meal and a river cruise plus a short cultural show from Ati tribes. Buses, jeepneys, and taxis are available in Tagbilaran City in the O Integrated Bus Terminal that will take 20 minutes if you use a private car or a taxi. Buses and jeepneys will take you around 30 minutes. This is located at Poblacion Luwai, Bohol, merely 18 kilometers from the city.
Well, you must experience cruising around the Jade Green Loop River while you feast on a sumptuous buffet of local dishes. Get on board a floating restaurant and enjoy the Lubuk River cruise with buffet meal. The cruise and buffet cost 550 pesos only per person, and this includes a short cultural show by the local community. Buses and jeepneys are available at the Tagbilaran City Dao Integrated Bus Terminal. It takes approximately 1 hour by public transportation from Tagbilaran City, and about 40 minutes travel by private transportation such as van or V-Fire. Lobok Town is located approximately 24 kilometers from the Tagbilaran City.
You must go in our place rather than theirs. Our place only offers 500 pesos, but you can already experience a memorable experience in your life. They offer 550 pesos. We offer a cheap price for an astonishing experience.
Well, we are offering it for more than 50 pesos because a lot of tourists can do a lot of things there, unlike in the restaurant.
Whoa, enough for this stance now, reporters. So we're finishing now our informative debate. Hope you have learned a lot to this day. We would like to thank our debaters, Miss Hazel and Miss Kate, for sharing to us their informations and skills on debating. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening.